Hi, and welcome to today's edition of Mermaid Tears. Today I am going to show you a couple of different ways that you can use a container such as this and do a centerpiece with it. So I hope that you enjoy. So while I'm filming this, you're probably going to be able to see me in the mirror occasionally, so that's kind of funny. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually fill this little container. Now I've added some glitter around it, but you can certainly not put the glitter around it, or you can put sea glass around it. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill it. And I'm going to just do multicolor right now. If it's one color for a certain wedding, maybe you will do that color, but I am literally just multicolor filling it up. And so now that I have it all full, you're probably thinking that's not much of a display, although it looks really pretty. What I'm going to do is take this smaller mirror. Now you don't have to use a mirror, that just happens to be what I have handy. And I'm going to put it on the bottom, and I'm going to flip it upside down like so onto the bigger mirror. And then I would just put my candle on top like that. And I could use a votive candle or not a votive candle, one of the other candles. Mine is just a flameless one. You might want to do it with flames. And then if you want, you can continue to add more sea glass here around the base of it, or you could add some sand and decorate with shells. And of course, I have a black frame here just because that happens to be what I have handy, but you could paint it a different color, or you could put a ribbon around it if you wanted to spruce it up a little bit. So that is one way that you could do it. Now I will show you another way. So the next thing that you could do would be to obviously just use it like a normal candle holder. I don't know why I just put the mirror underneath. And so what you would do is just fill it again. This time I'm not going to quite go all the way. And then you can just settle your piece of glass right in the top there like that. If you go with a flameless one, you can also go a little bit lower and cover the top, but only with white. You can do it with other colors as well, but it's not quite as easy to see. And then once you had it, say, all the way full, you could put your mirror or something else on top. You might want to put that a little bit lower in there for a little bit more light. And then you can add a top on display on top of this. I'm just going to use this vase, but you can pretend it has flowers in it. So you could use a flower vase now on top of that, or you could use a jar of sea glass, or maybe you've made nameplate holders or table numbers. That would be a good spot to hold the table number as well. So you could put that on here. So that is another way that you could do it. Because it's flameless, you could also, if you wanted, put down here and then just keep filling around it so that the light is a little bit more buried there, or that other one. But you can see what I mean about when it's the multiple colors, it's harder. The light kind of gets a little bit lost in there unless you're going to be using the fairy lights. And of course, the other way that you can do it is with the light like this and putting it upside down on the mirror, and then the sea glass. And then again, this is where you could put, if you had some flowers or something, you could put them on top. So your flowers would be there with the light underneath. Or again, you could put the table number if you have different table numbers there. So that is using, again, just this jar from the dollar store. You don't need to use a mirror. You can use anything round. That just happened to be what I have handy. That's the right size. And a flameless candle and another mirror from the dollar store. And you've seen a couple of different ways that you can set up a centerpiece. So I hope you enjoyed this really quick edition of Mermaid Tears, and as always, I look forward to your questions, comments, or feedback below, or certainly you can visit my website, which is www.mermaidtears.ca, and I hope that you have yourself an absolutely fabulous day.